China has been blamed for committing crimes against humanity and possibly genocide against the Uyghur population and other mostly Muslim ethnic groups in the northwestern region of Xinjiang. Human rights groups believe China has detained more than 1 million Uyghurs against their will over the past few years in a large network of what the state calls re-education camps and sentenced hundreds of thousands to prison terms. Hello everyone, welcome to World of China, a channel to explore China. In today's video, we're talking about who are the Uyghurs and why is China being accused of genocide. So stay tuned and give this video a big thumbs up. The first stories from Xinjiang were hard to believe. Surely, the Chinese government was not running a gulag for Muslims. Surely, Uyghurs were not being marked extremists and locked up simply for praying in public or growing long beards. The evidence of a campaign against the Uyghurs at home and abroad becomes more shocking with each scouring of the satellite evidence, each leak of official documents, and each survivor's pitiful description. There is also evidence that Uyghurs are being used as forced labor and of women being forcibly sterilized. Some former camp detainees have also testified they were tortured and sexually abused. The US is among several countries to have accused China of committing genocide in Xinjiang. The leading human rights groups Amnesty and Human Rights Watch have published reports accusing China of crimes against humanity. There are about 12 million Uyghurs, mostly Muslim, living in Xinjiang, which is officially known as the Xinjiang Uyghur Autonomous Region. The Uyghurs speak their language, which is similar to Turkish, and see themselves as culturally and ethnically close to Central Asian nations. They make up less than half of Xinjiang's population. Recent decades have seen a mass migration of Han Chinese, or the Chinese ethnic majority, into Xinjiang, allegedly choreographed by the state to dilute the minority population there. China has also been accused of targeting Muslim religious figures and banning religious practices in the region, as well as destroying mosques and tombs. Uyghur activists say they fear that the group's culture is under threat of eradication. Most people in the camps have never been charged with crimes and have no legal avenues to question their detentions. The detainees seem to have been targeted for a variety of reasons, according to media reports, including traveling to or contacting people from any of the 26 countries China considers sensitive, such as Turkey and Afghanistan, attending services at mosques, having more than 3 children, and sending texts containing Quranic verses. Often, their only crime is being Muslim, human rights groups say, adding that many Uyghurs have been labeled as extremists simply for practicing their religion. Journalists reporting from Xinjiang have found many appearances of Muslim life have been erased. Communist Party members have been recruited since 2014 to stay in Uyghur homes and report on any perceived extremist behaviors, including fasting during Ramadan. Officials have destroyed thousands of mosques, often claiming the buildings were shoddily constructed and unsafe for worshippers. Uyghur and other minority women have reported forced sterilizations and intrauterine device insertions, and officials have threatened to detain anyone who has too many children. Uyghur parents are banned from giving their babies certain names, including Muhammad and Medina. Halal food, which is prepared according to Islamic law, has become harder to find in Urumqi, as the local government has launched a campaign against it. Hundreds of camps are located in Xinjiang, the northwestern region that has been claimed by China. In the early 20th century, the Uyghurs briefly declared independence for the region, but it was brought under the complete control of China's new communist government in 1949. Some Uyghurs living there refer to the region as East Turkestan and claim that it ought to be independent of China. Xinjiang takes up 1/6 of China's landmass and borders 8 countries, including Pakistan, Kazakhstan, and Kyrgyzstan. Xinjiang is an important link in China's Belt and Road Initiative, a massive development plan stretching through Asia and Europe. Beijing hopes to destroy any possibility of separatist activity to continue its development of Xinjiang, which is home to China's largest coal and natural gas reserves. Human rights organizations have observed that the economic benefits of resource extraction and development are often disproportionately enjoyed by Han Chinese, and Uyghur people are increasingly marginalized. Xinjiang is a mostly desert region and produces about 1/5 of the world's cotton. Human rights groups have voiced concerns that much of that cotton export is picked by forced labor, and in 2021, some Western brands removed Xinjiang cotton from their supply chains, leading to a backlash against the brands from Chinese celebrities and netizens. In December 2020, research seen by the BBC showed that that up to 500,000 people were being forced to pick cotton in Xinjiang. There is evidence that new factories have been built within the areas of the re-education camps. The region is also rich in oil and natural gas, and because of its proximity to Central Asia and Europe, is seen by Beijing as an important trade link. These points make sense, but China and other European countries are so much interested in this piece of land. Several countries, including the US, Canada, and the Netherlands, have accused China of committing genocide, defined by international convention as the intent to destroy, in whole or in part, a national, ethnic, racial, or religious group. The declarations follow reports that, as well as interning Uyghurs in camps, China has been forcibly mass sterilizing Uyghur women to suppress the population, separating children from their families, and attempting to break the cultural traditions of the group. The US Secretary of State Antony Blinken has said China is committing genocide and crimes against humanity. The UK Foreign Secretary Dominic Raab has said the treatment of Uyghurs amounts to appalling violations of the most basic human rights, and the UK Parliament declared in April 2021 that China was committing genocide in Xinjiang. A UN Human Rights Committee in 2018 said that it had reliable reports that China was holding up to 1 million people in counter-extremism centers in Xinjiang. China denies all allegations of human rights abuses in Xinjiang. It said in 2019 that it had released everyone from its re-education camp system, though a statement from the region suggests many are still detained and many were transferred from camps to conventional prisons. China says the crackdown in Xinjiang is necessary to prevent terrorism and root out Islamist extremism, and the camps are an effective tool for re-educating inmates in its fight against terrorism. It insists that Uyghur militants are waging a violent campaign for an independent state by plotting bombings, sabotage, and civic unrest, but it's accused of fabricating the threat to justify repression of the Uyghurs. China has dismissed claims it's trying to reduce the Uyghur population through mass sterilizations as baseless, and says allegations of forced labor are completely fabricated. In 2009, rioting in Xinjiang's capital, Urumqi, broke out as mostly Uyghur demonstrators protested against state-incentivized Han Chinese migration in the region and widespread economic and cultural discrimination. Nearly 200 people were killed, and experts say it marked a turning point in Beijing's attitude towards Uyghurs. In the eyes of Beijing, all Uyghurs could potentially be terrorists or terrorist sympathizers. During the next few years, authorities blamed Uyghurs for attacks at a local government office, train station, and open-air market, as well as Tiananmen Square in Beijing. A crucial point is that most of the Chinese have little or no access to such stories of Uyghurs. Uyghurs still within China may be unwilling to speak about unpleasant experiences for fear of being arrested, and given the restrictions on Chinese internet access, accessing materials from outside China can be difficult. Information on what happens in the camps is limited, but many detainees who have since fled China described harsh conditions. Detainees are forced to pledge loyalty to the CCP and abandon Islam, as well as sing praises for communism and learn Mandarin. Some reported prison-like conditions with cameras and microphones monitoring their every move and expression. Others said they were tortured and subjected to sleep deprivation during interrogations. Women have shared stories of sexual abuse, including rape. Some released detainees contemplated suicide or witnessed others kill themselves. Detention also disrupts families. Children whose parents have been sent to the camps are often forced to stay in state-run orphanages. Uyghur parents living outside of China often face a difficult choice: return home to be with their children and risk detention, or stay abroad separated from their children and unable to contact them. Since 2017, when President Xi Jinping issued an order saying all religions in China should be Chinese in orientation, there have been further crackdowns. Campaigners say China is trying to eradicate Uyghur culture. Earlier, leaked documents known as the China Cables made clear that the camps were intended to be run as high-security prisons, with strict discipline and punishments. Xinjiang is now covered by a pervasive network of surveillance, including police, checkpoints, and cameras that scan everything from number plates to individual faces. According to Human Rights Watch, police are also using a mobile app to monitor people's behavior, such as how much electricity they're using and how often they use their front door. The government has resisted international pressure to allow foreign investigators to freely tour the region, saying that anything happening inside Xinjiang is an internal issue. Much of the world has condemned China's detention of Uyghurs in Xinjiang. UN officials have demanded access to the camps. However, Chinese officials and the UN Human Rights Office have held discussions about a visit. The European Union has called on China to respect religious freedom and change its policies in Xinjiang. In late 2020, the bloc adopted legislation that allows sanctions on human rights abuses, though it has yet to apply it to Chinese officials. And human rights organizations have urged China to immediately shut down the camps and answer questions about disappeared Uyghurs. Well, that's all for today. Thanks for watching the video. If you like this video, then give this video a big thumbs up and share it. For more exciting videos, subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon. I'll be back with another exciting video soon. Till then, check out our channel for more exciting videos and stay tuned.